computer. Okay, now I've got it. Hi, this is JoAnn from WonHeart TV. Welcome, everybody. We're having a little glitch today with Facebook, so we're going to go ahead with this and then I will repost and it will be up and ready for you. I'm here and so delighted to be with my dear, good friends, JoAnn SkyWatcher. Hi, JoAnn. How are you today?
Hey, I'm good, Jolynn. How about yourself?
I'm doing fabulous and staying cool because we got some heat wave coming through California. That alone is stressful, right?
Sure.
We're going to talk about something that is dear to your heart. You've been doing this for quite some time. It's called EFT, known as Emotional Freedom Technique. And I know you brought it to my attention when I met you back in 2007. That's been quite a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, that is. That's 13 years.
Been a while, yeah. And so, JoAnn, first of all, EFT, the emotional freedom technique, you've got some ideas to help us with anxiety and stress, and so many people are dealing with that today. Can you share a little bit about EFT and exactly what it is, how you came about using it?
Well, when I first learned about it, maybe 15 years ago at a conference, and I was a teacher, a high school teacher, and I got to go to the events also. And so there was a person that was teaching EFT, and at first I didn't like it. There, back then they did some eye circling. I thought that was very stupid, and I didn't like the setup phrase, which it sounded negative to me. And it took me 2 years to warm up to it, and then I dove in, and I was trying it on everybody that would let me. Um, And today, what I'm going to do is teach or share a very simple method of EFT and a couple of other things that can help deal with the stress that's going on these days. And I think most of us haven't lived in a time that has been as stressful as this,
Yeah,
really.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true. It's just really heartbreaking.
it
Y-
really is.
So you came about this after you retired, basically.
No,
Did
I was still teaching. I was a high school
okay,
teacher.
okay.
And so like I would use it with my students whenever I could.
Really?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
ages were they?
high school.
High school. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Wow. High school. That's a difficult time, but good for you. How did that go? Did some of them take to it?
Oh, well, some weren't interested at all, but I had a student who I worked with him just for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and he improved his batting average very quickly. He had his best game of the year after doing it. I would have kids that would have, headaches and stuff like that, and I would help them. It worked quite well.
Okay, so what I know about, and I can only compare it to my music teaching. I had so many students come into me. Always had these little talk boxes. Somebody told them they couldn't sing, so I'm going to go back to your baseball guy. Something triggered him, I would imagine, in his brain that he couldn't hit, or something
Right.
shifted in him, and it just caused the chaos of where he couldn't participate, he
Right.
couldn't do
He
what he
was
was going to do.
blocked.
So you unblocked it. Now explain exactly, because I know there's physical and emotional. Can we touch on that a little bit? I know when you've guided me through it, and you helped me some time ago with my divorce problem. I was definitely stuck. Uh, I was in fear. I was in stress, and emotionally, I remember I couldn't live. I couldn't breathe. Can you talk a little bit about the physical and emotional component of EFT?
Well, I think the simplest way to state it is that EFT helps you accept what is. And lots of times, what is something that we're in denial about. And so, tapping on the meridians, the Chinese I believe we're the first ones about 5,000 years ago started using the meridians, and we actually tap on those meridians. Um, the tapping can help um, us accept what we're in denial about. It lowers the cortisol level.
Hmm. Okay.
Physic-
That's within the brain. I do know that. We have a lot of
And
cortisol.
yeah, and then like when you exercise, it increases your endorphin levels, so you end up feeling better after you do it.
Cortisol. So is that, I know so many chemicals are in our brain, and shifting that cortisol, is that a fight or flight kind of a thing? Do you know?
I believe so. I, you know, I'm really not a science person.
No.
I'm a real do-it-yourself kind of girl.
What
Um,
kind of girl?
yeah, and so also it helps relieve stress. It helps relieve stress,
Okay.
and it helps get to the root cause. And so when I work with people, I tell them to pay attention to whatever pops into their mind because it's coming up to be healed.
Right. Right. Now there's a physical component, but because I remember the first thing when you sat me down was you asked if I had any stuck stuff in my body. And I remember definitely in the solar plexus right here in the tummy from anxiety that I was having, and even my chest, my heart area. Uh, you used to ask if I had something in my neck or my back, and you used to tell me to give it a number. Why? What was that all about?
Okay, so the number is very subjective and it goes from 0 to 10, and 10 being that it's very intense. And that's very important to do when you're tapping. It's like a pretest. You say, okay, this anxiety that I'm feeling is a number 10. And then you start tapping and then you check again and say, oh, it's down to a 7. Or,
Right.
oh, wow, it's down to a 5. So yeah, so it's I used to have a very hard time explaining what actually goes on. I just trusted it,
Hmm.
and it just really worked. Really works.
I appreciate that you say that you just trusted it. More than likely, it's because you just saw people heal.
Well, right. So I was teaching a class, and someone came in late, a woman, and she was really upset, and she goes, well, I have a migraine. And so we tapped on her migraine, and something that really helps is to use humor. If
Yeah.
you can laugh about it, you can make yourself feel better. And so in 10 minutes her migraine was gone.
Wow.
So it's like, just I just really trusted, and also working in a group, it's amazing. It's like magic the way that it works, the group energy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, group energy. Oh, it's powerful. We know that. We know that
Really
for sure.
powerful. Yes.
Wow. I've never done it in group, but I have done it with you, of course. I remember the first time you did it with me. I have to say, I didn't feel anything. I remember you told me subtly things would change and shift, watch your emotional state through the week. But I think it was, to be honest, the second time that I got with you, months later, when I was just done with all the stress and anxiety. I was like, I'm at my wit's end. I didn't want to do medications to simmer myself down from doctors. So I just surrendered to it. And I really feel to this day that it had so much to do with that. Did you find that at all? With people
And it
still,
doesn't always work the first time.
or
Well, I
that,
mean, look, I had resistance to it. It took me 2 years before I, you know, decided to even use it because I was turned off by some of the elements. Um, so yeah, like the first time may not work. Um, Being open to something, I think it really makes a difference.
yeah, Yeah, yeah. Being open is such a anything for healing. Okay, so there's this whole thing you've got where it's called meridian points. Where can you talk a little bit about why it's called actually EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique tapping? I guess is what they call it because you tap on these points, and I'm not sure. Can you explain that?
Well, what I'll do is I'll show where the points are, and people can actually tap on them. They are on the meridians. And let's see, I know it was Roger Callahan. Um, I'm not remembering. Gary Craig is the founder, and the way I learned was through DVDs way back. And so he used somebody else's method and put it all together because I think it was thought therapy, Roger Callahan, and he would have one thing was, you would tap on one thing to get to do, for the stomach or, and
Mm.
stuff like that. So Gary Craig put them all together and said, hey, if you do them all, it'll get them, work all parts of your system. So what I wanted to share today is a very simple EFT method. Some call it tap and rant, and I call it tap and bitch because
Okay.
sometimes we're just in a mood, and we
Oh
just,
yeah.
and so it's like you tap these points, and then you're getting it out of your system, that anger or the fear or whatever. Yeah, you're
Let's
getting it out.
let's get it
Yeah,
out. Oh, that sounds
yeah. And
really
so
good.
and if you've already done it and the points aren't the same, different people teach things different ways. I mean, some start up here. I start right here inside the eyebrow, and you tap it about 7 times, and then some people actually do both sides. It's a little hard to do with your glasses, but so right here, and you can use like 2 fingers,
Okay.
and you just tap lightly about 7 times. And with this shortened method, you just say, I'm feeling kind of awkward because of this white in my hair right
I'm
here.
feeling kind of awkward with this colic that I have. Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
And then inhale and exhale. And then you go to the next point, which is here, out a little bit closer to your eye there. Um, and then you say, it's like a stream of consciousness. Um, I haven't had my hair dyed in 4 months.
Haven't had my hair dyed in 4 months.
You would say whatever is
Right.
there for you. And
Okay.
then under the eye, then you would go on with what's next, and then after you say it, then you would inhale and exhale and then let all that out.
Now, why here and there's
Okay, these
specific.
are the meridians. These are
Okay.
the endpoints of the meridians. Um, I'm
That's
not an acupuncturist, but
related to Chinese medicine type thing.
right, Chinese
Okay.
medicine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and then under the nose,
Mm-hmm.
right here,
Okay. And you
and
would be saying something at this point
yeah,
or
you
just
would be saying what it is, like whatever it is that is bothering you in the moment.
okay, I've got a great idea. Let's take something right now. Right now, people are stressed to the tilts. There's so many topics out there. There's people that are mothers that are going to start homeschooling right now, which is very stressful to some of them. They've never
Oh,
done
no.
it. There's people with jobless. There are children that are in violent homes that could use some tapping as well. Children. We'll get back to that in a minute. But can we take one of those and just can you take us through a round of this?
Sure.
What you would do?
Okay. Okay. So let's see. How about just the fear of going out and going into the market or whatever, and
Okay.
how the possibility of somebody coughing on you or, you know,
Yeah. That's very fearful. Yeah, sure. There's people out there walking around sick that could give. Yeah, sure, sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So inside the eyebrow,
Okay.
I'm afraid I'm afraid to go to the store.
I'm afraid to go to the store.
Inhale and exhale and let that go. And then I outside the eye, I'm afraid that there might be somebody that has COVID there.
I'm afraid that somebody might have COVID there.
And inhale and exhale and let that go. And then first of all, you would say, oh, the intensity level that I'm feeling is a, whatever it is, say it's a 9 out of 10.
9. Okay.
Okay.
I'm really stressed. Okay.
And inhale and exhale. And then under the eye,
Hmm.
um, there might be somebody walking around with it.
There might be somebody walking around with it.
Inhale and exhale and let that go. And then under the nose, they might have been there an hour ago and coughed.
They might have been there an hour ago and coughed.
Inhale and exhale. And then under the bottom lip, what am I going to do if somebody coughs on me?
What am I going to do if somebody coughs on me?
Inhale and exhale and let that go. And then the next spot is on the collarbone. And I take my hand, I take all my fingers and just kind of thump that area.
I love this area. I don't know why. That's my
I'll tell you
favorite.
in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, and touching the shopping cart. Ooh.
And touching the shopping cart. Ooh.
And inhale and exhale. And the next one is under the arm, kind of like where the bra strap would be down here.
Okay.
I hate going out there.
I hate going out there.
Inhale and exhale and let that go. And then the last one, the top of the head, I call this the clown chakra.
Okay.
Oh, I really don't want to go.
Oh, I really don't want to go. I'm just going to stay home.
Inhale and exhale.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Have a good.
Okay, so with the tap and bitch, that is one round. And so you could just check in with yourself and say, oh, let's see, the intensity was a 9. I feel like it's a 7 now. It's gone down a little bit.
Right. Okay. So there's
Okay.
still emotional stuff there because you're not down
Right. So
to
you
a
just keep,
0.
yeah. Yeah. The idea is to get it down to a 0.
Okay, 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 okay.
And then also when you're tapping,
Hmm.
notice a spot that you really like you were saying, this one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I call that, like, if you have a spot while you're tapping and it just feels really good, you really like it, that's your sweet spot. So
Oh,
let's say you're in a situation and something happens and like you need something quick. You don't
oh.
have to, instead of tapping all the spots, you can just do this to relax yourself.
So you're at the store and somebody coughed next to you. You don't know if they have it or not. So right away you'd go there.
You can
Just
go like this.
take your cart and go over here and start.
Right. And if you don't, if you go, well, that looks too weird, you could just touch there and just, you know.
Mm,
And Gary Craig says you can even just do it with your imagination. You can just go, you just imagine touching it. Like say you're in a meeting or something and
right.
you're feeling scared, you can just in your mind go thump, 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 thump.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, this is interesting. I didn't know that there were specific areas when tapping. I do remember at times you said, now you're down to, you got me down from an 8 or a 9, I remember in from my trauma, my emotional state, down to a 2, way down. You got me crying, girlfriend. You got me pouring tears out. So
Well,
we
that
got
was so
deep.
good.
We
Yeah.
got deep, and but you said now don't give up there because it's like an onion, and so there's more stuff that'll creep up. But you'll notice a sense of, and you told me when I do my walks, I remember this, you said you if you're caught in that verbiage, just tap while you're walking, who cares?
Right.
If the car, so I found myself tapping like, a car would go by and I go, and then the car would go by and I go, I know. Gotta have fun with this. I mean, you don't want
Oh yeah.
people looking at you while they're driving along going, What the heck is that girl doing? Yeah.
Yeah, and if somebody happens to be at work instead of working at home,
Ah,
you can
yeah.
go to the bathroom, go into the stall and tap.
Oh, that's good. That's
Oh, you can do
good.
that.
Oh, real
And
quick. Hmm.
go ahead.
No, I love it. I did research a guy that had I remember it's called faster EFT, and you'd pick four spots basically, and you tap the first round, so to speak, wherever you want it, uh, with your tap and bitch, but then you'd go back and replace it with I am safe, um, you know, I'm okay. So I found that very interesting. Um, yeah, I love this. I love this. I mean, there's just, I've gone to YouTube for specific things that I'd get trapped in, just things of like needs or wants in my life that I would just get trapped in the head, and it would be daily, daily, daily. Now, I want to bring something really serious up right now. I'm gonna put my glasses on because I love seeing you. You're my sister. Um, there's something really dear to me that is part of the EFT emotional part, emotional freedom technique, which seems to be so many parts, I believe, to the dis-ease in our body of not feeling good 100%, is our poor veterans of the military, that they use this with for the PTS. And I know, going back earlier with the children that are at home in violent homes, we're talking about a lot of trauma that's going to be released once they let us back into society, basically without the masks. Uh, there's going to be a lot of trauma, and I know they used it with the veterans, and it's worked with them. Have you heard about that yourself? Can you expand on?
Let's see. Dawson Church was the one who I believe spearheaded that movement, and it's very, very successful. It was very successful with the vets, and it was like I think EFT practitioners would volunteer to work with the vets, and it's a fabulous tool for clearing out trauma. It really is.
Yeah, I read on a site here this morning that they used it back in 2013 is when they began to really focus and use it, and studied it for a month, and they saw these poor individuals. Now, nothing physically wrong with them, but in their head is all this absolute incredible world where they can't get out of it. I can only imagine, killing people or watching horrible things.
Your friend die or
They're watching their friend die right next to them, and then they just drop back into society. And I know they struggle with alcohol to get away from it. They lose their relationships. This can happen with people that don't go, but in a month, this study said the changes were absolutely phenomenal. Huge shifts in these males and females that came back from war. And you did it without medication. I'm all about that.
oh, indeed.
We've got an opiate problem in the country. We know that. Big Pharma's made a lot of money and they really don't care about us. And it's time for us to take our own health and well-being into our own hands. Would you say?
Oh yes, and this is a do-it-yourself. I mean, there is a do-it-yourself aspect to it that you can learn the points. And for example, the tap and bitch is a quick kind of thing that you can do. And then if a person has something that's really, maybe they've gone to talk therapy for years and years, and they had a nice relationship with their therapist, but the issue's still there. Lots of times EFT can help with that.
Yes. Well, I know it works for me. I've told people multiple times to do it. The thing is you got to do it. It's a lot of stuff that I bring up on WonHeart is to start a change reaction in your own self, and develop your own health and well-being, because we don't know what's in store for us. And I do know one thing: to stay solid and not buy into all the fear. Okay, I just believe that this is a tool in the tool chest, like we learned in challenge day workshops. You just put that tool in your tool chest. You
Right.
just take it out of that back pocket and you use it and you do it.
Right. And something else that we both learned with Challenge Day, that was Gandhi's, is notice, choose, and act. So if you notice that you're starting to feel a certain way that you don't want to, then you can choose out of your little tool chest, and EFT is, one of the tools. And another one that I wanted to share today, a very, very simple one, is just taking a deep cleansing breath, to
Okay.
just, lots of times that can just bring us back to
Right.
center.
Right. Love it. Love it. It goes along
And
with,
so notice, choose, and then act on it, after
yeah.
you decide what tool you're going to use.
Yeah. And then celebrate it. My goodness sakes, celebrate that. If you feel the changes, it's working. Keep
That's
doing
right.
keep doing it, you're not going to offend anybody, that's for sure. Like you said, dive into the bathroom if you're at work. I never thought of that. That's good. Or the closet, I don't know, whatever you have, just get away in the garage.
Car, the car,
The
you can do
car.
it in your car,
Oh
and you can
gosh.
be loud in the car.
Yeah, one time you told me, and it is kind of odd at first, but you told me to use colorful language too. So get in there and dig in there. If you're having a
Oh,
problem, I'm
right,
effing this, man,
right,
and I don't like it, you know?
right, right. And so, like being really loud and using colorful language and using humor, I mean, because it's about, lots of stuff is about, ourself, and if we can make fun of ourselves and laugh about it, it makes it so, yeah, we can
Absolutely.
clear it up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to let you go since I've got you, and since this is not exactly live, but it will be. I'll be reposting this on Facebook. Two things I want to ask you. You wrote a book. You wrote a book called Touched by a Miracle,
I just happen to
EFT
have it right here.
Healing Stories. So, I want to know how people can get a hold of it because you've got actual healing stories in it. Is that what's going on?
Yes. So Gary Craig, the founder of EFT, he said, if you, let's see, how did he say it? If you, damn, I can't remember it. I can't remember even the story. Anyway, what I did is I started writing. Oh, if you want to become an authority, be an author. And writing wasn't really my thing,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
started writing down one at a time my stories. I would post them online. And then I ended up making a collection of them into a book.
Ah,
And my husband, Steve, who was alive then, he edited it for me. And so, yeah, yeah. So that's how it came about. And you can get it on Amazon.
oh, okay, okay. What's it called again? Touched by a
Touched by
Miracle,
a Miracle, EFT
EFT
Healing Stories.
Healing Stories. Wow. If that doesn't perk you right now to buy something like that and read it at night, instead of watching, turn off the media, people.
There you
Turn
go.
off the media and get yourself a nice little book and a cup of tea and just, wow, a healing stories. You can't go wrong with that to go to bed with. People are
Right?
going to go to bed with you,
And to get
JoAnn. They might just go to bed with you. All right. Another note. I really want to take just one more. I just want to do one more that's really dear to my heart. I'm on social media, mainly Facebook, in order to get the message out about WonHeart and my music, and just that we need to start our own change reaction, ignite that fire, like so many have been have I've heard share that we need to take our health and well-being into our own hands. So one of them is the trauma and the abuse that is on social media. And I think you've not been on it, which is good, but I am. And I have been bullied and I have been scorned and I have been told how I shouldn't think about this or that. And it's so politicized. Can we just do a quick round how you would deal with something like that?
Okay.
And maybe you could help me out. I could do it, and
Okay.
you
And
could
so
help me.
people are bullying you.
Mhm. Right. Yeah. So, correct me and maybe help me with the languaging. Let me just kind of do a couple rounds. Is that okay?
Sure. And also, like, if something like that bothers you, really the thing to do would be some real EFT or matrix reimprinting and get back to when you were younger and when you were a child and people when that first happened,
Okay.
and then change that whole thing.
Okay.
So I can, that I
One
mean,
thing,
so that, yeah.
well, one thing that just sprung up, you said go back to the childhood, and you know I'm good to go there. That's where the healing and the traumas are. I didn't feel heard.
Okay.
And so when people attack me on social media, sometimes when I'm just sharing my personal opinion about something, it's my personal working through, okay? I don't know the all. They'll come with their stuff, probably their traumas, their triggers, and boom, bite me. And oh, it just takes the wind out of my sails, so to speak. And I take it personally, and I have to breathe through it, and go, okay, okay, let's reread this again to see if that's really what I'm hearing or if they heard me correctly. So
So
I've
you
been
reread yours or theirs?
both. I reread mine, what I wrote, because where did this take off to go there? It wasn't even political, let's say. It
They
was,
got triggered.
oh, okay.
They what you said triggered them, so then they went and
Okay,
they
say
did
that
their
again. Say that again. I got to hear that.
thing. So what you said triggered them and their beliefs.
Okay. Okay, I got you. That goes along with nonviolent communication, which I know quite a bit about. Okay. Well, let's just take a round. I'm going to take somebody's something and let's see what happens, okay? So,
Okay.
I'll start where you did and I'll go here and I'll go, "Oh, people are brutal on Facebook to me. It really upsets me. Gets me right in the heart.
Yeah, that's good. Breathe.
I feel like I'm not being heard.
Up here under the eye.
I feel like I'm not being heard again. Here or here? Here?
Under the nose.
Under the nose? I really just want to speak without being shamed. My favorite spot. I'm already looking forward to it. Um, what they've said is triggering them, and how I respond to it's triggering me. Now,
Under the,
do I replace it? Oh, under here?
yeah.
One more. I don't mean to hurt anybody, but I don't need to be shamed for it. It's just my opinion. And then, do I replace it with something positive or
No,
just
no, 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 no.
one more thing?
Yeah.
This really hurts, and I'm watching it hurt so many people on Facebook that hurts me too. That hurts me when I see it done to other people.
Okay, so that's okay. That would be, a short round with the tap and bitch. So
Kevin bitch.
what we,
I'm sorry.
what we forgot to do was to when you started, like what was the intensity?
Well, I was just kind of feeling a pressure here. It wasn't
Mhm.
too harsh because I've been working on this quite a bit, but I'd say I've had triggers where they shot through the roof. I mean, I'm stunned. So I'd say that's a 10 or above. And then I'd work through it a little bit and revamp.
But
And
with
then, yeah,
so with this particular little quickie thing that I showed today, you just keep doing it until you feel like, okay, now I can get back to, whatever it is that I, want to do. That's off my chest
right,
right now. So you'd even, you don't think about it so much. You just keep getting the stuff out.
right,
And the thing about not being heard is something that might be a good thing for you to explore with someone, that can help you um, really get back there, because it keeps coming up. It's a
right.
trigger you have,
It
just
does.
like those people that they read whatever you wrote and they got triggered,
Right, right, right.
and it's from when they were probably a child.
Yes, probably a child. I know traumas from childhood can really be detrimental to people. So this is again just another tool. EFT for all of you out there, emotional freedom technique. Doesn't that just sound good? Doesn't that resonate right here? Freedom from what's going on in the world. Because most of the creation, JoAnn, is right here. Right here, and what we repeat to ourselves over and over and over. That's why I have a four-part thing with WonHeart, and that is to take control and about your health and well-being by your food choices. What are you putting in your body that's so toxic that adds to stress? Exercising, big on breathing. I do the Wim Hof breathing technique. And then minding your thoughts. What are you telling yourself daily? Daily that you're just stuck. And this is a great one to get you out of it. So I highly recommend it. JoAnn, this has been just phenomenal. I'm sorry we couldn't go live today on Facebook, but I'm going to replay this afternoon, and I'm going to give it another shot in the morning. And I just love you so much. You have been such a beloved, dear spirit sister to me.
Hey, hey,
And
spirits.
definitely my crone beloved sister who's helped me through many, many trials and tribulations through my life, coming your way in Santa Cruz and hanging out and eating and walking on the beach and talking. Yeah, we got to have that right now. We really need that. All right, y'all. Everybody out there, again, this is WonHeart TV. We're coming here to inform you, educate you, and transform you into being the best person that you can be. And how is that possible? Well, we're giving you the opportunities through these wonderful women I've been interviewing through the past couple months now. Learn from them. Hopefully it starts a change reaction within yourself to help the planet, help our human family. We've got to shift this and turn it around, and together we can. So WonHeart TV, please subscribe below, and you can find us on oneheartinfo.org. And right now, JoAnn, where can they find you? You're going to make a new Facebook fan page. Is that what I hear?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay. Yeah, and I've got your phone number so they can get a hold of you. Do you still do work with people?
I do. I
Okay,
do. And actually, uh, I'm retired. However, work, I do special, I work with special people by phone.
great,
You don't
great.
have to, live. I'm in the Oakland Hills now, but you don't have to come here. We
Right.
can just on the phone, and I feel pretty confident that I can help.
Or a Zoom. You could probably do a Zoom with people if they'd like to
Yeah, I
do
could do a Zoom also.
to watch what we just did. So that would
Yeah,
work really well. That's
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 another
really
possibility.
popular right now. Now that you got your new computer, you can do it. Ooh, you're so snazzy.
Yeah. Ooh,
Okay.
ooh, ooh.
Well, I have to say this has been such a delight again seeing you. I'd love to come and see you. So when all this is over, we've got to just give each other a big old sister hug. And that gray looks fine. Don't worry about it. You look a little Bonnie Raitt kind of, little red hair with the gray coming through. So I have to tell you again, thank you so much for participating today. And well, peace, love to you all, and stay tuned. We've got more videos every Friday at 10 a.m. coming to you, typically live on Facebook, but here today, and we'll see you soon. Thank you all. Bye bye.